Welcome students, myself Kukuraja Rahul, and today we have to learn about the mathematics class 9. Okay, so today we have to learn about the standard 9. Math for this standard 9. Okay, now as per the previous lectures, we are already done with the rational numbers, irrational numbers from the first chapter, polynomials, okay, types of the polynomials, monomial, binomial, trinomial, linear equation, after that quadratic equation and cubic polynomial or cubic equation. For all of them, linear, quadratic or cubic, we already learnt about this, how to factorize them. Okay, in the quadratic equation, we are going to Middleton splitting method for the factorize them, or for the cubic polynomial, we are going for the factor theorem to find or factorize that factor. Okay. Now today we have to start with the new chapter or new lesson, that is coordinate geometry. Okay students, today we have to learn about the coordinate geometry, and in the coordinate geometry we are learning about the how to represent linear equation or linear polynomial on the coordinate geometry. Okay, so let's start. In the coordinate geometry, as per the name of the chapter, in this chapter we are learning about the geometrical concept. In that we already know about the geometrical concept, that is point, line segment, plane. Okay. So in the graph, we have to use graph papers, or we already learned about the graph. In the graph, we have to learn that there is two types of the axes we have to draw. There are two types of axes we are drawn. So in the two types of these axes, name of this axis is x-axis. This is my x dash axis. This is my y-axis, and this is my y-dash axis. Okay, and these two axes are meet with the intersecting point, that is named as O, and we are calling them as the origin. Okay, we are calling them as the origin. So now this is origin. Okay. Now we are doing these two axes in the one plane. So the name of the plane is Cartesian plane. So we call the plane this as a Cartesian plane. This is my Cartesian plane. Okay. This is my Cartesian plane. Okay. Now Cartesian plane divides with the axis of x-axis and y-axis in 4 parts. First part is called the first quadrant. Second part is called second quadrant. This is my third quadrant. And this is my fourth quadrant. Okay students, quadrant is a part of the Cartesian plane which are divided by the x-axis and y-axis. So there are the 4 parts or 4 planes that are divided by x-axis and y-axis. Each of one then we call quadrant. Okay. This is my first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Always go with this anti-clockwise. Okay. Always go with the anti-clockwise for the naming. First, second, third and fourth. Okay. Now here with the x-axis we are always taking positive values with this part. We are always taking positive values with this part of the x-axis. Okay. Now with this y-axis we are always taking positive parts with y-axis. Now for the x-dash axis always take negative parts, negative numbers with them. Okay. And with the y-dash here also you have to take negative numbers to represent them. Okay. So now I want to plot a point on this graph. So I put the point with the x comma y. I put the point with the x comma y. So this is whole are called as coordinate. This is my call coordinate. Okay. Now this coordinate I have to put on this graph and locate them. Okay. So you want the value of x and also value of y. You want that value of x as well as value of y. Okay. For this plot on this graph. So value of x and y for the whole bracket we call them as a coordinate for the geometrical part of in the graph. Okay. Now what is the value of x? Value of x we call them, for the value of x we call them as a abscissa and ordinates. Okay. So first value of x we call them as a abscissa. Okay. We call the value of the x as a abscissa, and for the value of y we call as a ordinate. Okay. For the value of y we call it ordinate, and for the value of x we call them as a abscissa. Okay. Abscissa and ordinate are made together with and plot them with the name as a co-ordinates. Okay, clear students? Now we have to check the values, which kind of values of abscissa and ordinate are plotted on this graph. So in the first quadrant, always abscissa, that is value of x, and ordinate of which is value of y, both of them are positive. Both of them are positive. So I'll write as a positive plus positive. This positive for the x and second positive for the y. Okay. So we have to take positive values of x and positive value of y in this first quadrant. Okay. We have to locate x and y both positive values in the first quadrant. Okay. Now here value of x, that is in the negative values, that are in the negative, and the value of y, that is ordinate, that also in the positive. So here it is my abscissa is negative, that is minus, and ordinate is positive, therefore minus and plus. For the value of x negative and for the value of y positive, we have to locate on this second quadrant. Okay, we have to locate that in this second quadrant. Now in the third quadrant, value of x, that is negative, and also value of y is also negative. So both of the value x comma y for the abscissa and for the ordinate, if both of them are negative, then we have to locate them in the third quadrant. Okay. Now for the fourth quadrant, which kind of value we have to represent here? Which kind of value we have to represent here? Please tell fast. Yes, we have to represent plus value, that is for the x, and negative values for the y in the third quadrant. That is abscissa is plus and ordinate is the minus. Okay. So we have to put the values, that is value of x is positive and value of y is negative, then we have to locate them in the fourth quadrant. Okay students? Clear? Students, please, if you want to draw on your book, then please draw fast. I'll give you 5 minutes for that. After that, we are going to learn or check the questions that which kind of coordinates are represented on which quadrant. Okay. Now we have to start with the questions. My first question is, in which quadrant do the following points lie? In which quadrant do the following points lie? Do these following points lie? Okay. So first one is 4, 2. That is 4, 2. So my value of x is plus 4. My value of x is plus 4 and value of y is also plus. Therefore both of them are plus. Then which quadrant they lie? They lie on the first quadrant. Okay, both of them are positive, so both of them are positive in the first quadrant, so I'll write it as the first quadrant. Second one is minus 3 comma 5. So minus 3 comma 5, abscissa is negative and ordinate is positive. Abscissa is negative and ordinate is positive. That's force that lie on the second quadrant. Okay students, my value of x is negative and the value of y is positive. Therefore they lie on the second quadrant. Value of x is negative and value of y is positive. Third is minus 2 minus 5. Minus 2 comma minus 5. Okay, both of them are negative. Now both of them are negative, x and y, both of them are negative, so they lie on the third quadrant. So here we have to see that x is negative and y also are negative, so they lie on the third quadrant. Okay, fourth one is 4 comma minus 2. 4 comma minus 2. Now my abscissa is positive and ordinate is negative. That is, value of y is positive and value of value of x is positive and value of y is negative. So value of x positive, value of y is negative. They lie on the fourth quadrant. So they lie on the fourth quadrant. Okay, clear students? Now we have to plot the points. Now we have to check how to plot that points on this graph. Okay, so I will rub this because I want to plot them on this graph. So as per this 4 comma 2 is in the first quadrant. Here 4 comma 2 is in the first quadrant. So what is the value of x? Value of x is 4. So 4 is here. Now value of y is 2. Value of y is 2. Therefore my 2 is here. So for the 2 and 4 we'll add the point 2 comma 4 comma 2 is here. So my point is located at here. Okay. Now minus 3 comma 5 in this second quadrant. X is minus 3, therefore minus 3 is here, and y is 5. My y is 5 is here. So I'll plot them at here. So my point is minus 3 comma 5. My point is here, that is minus 3 comma 5. I locate it at here. Okay. Now third question, that is minus 2 comma minus 5. X is minus 2. Value of x is minus 2, that is here, and value of y, that is also minus 5, that is here. So I'll draw the dotted line for them to show you. Here is my point is here, that is -2, -5. Okay. Now for the fourth question, that is 4, 2. So the value of x is 4, my value of x is 4, and value of y is -2. So value of y is -2, therefore they lie at here. This at this point, that is 4, -2. Okay. Yes, students. Now we have to plot another point, that is 3, 4. That is 3, 4. So 3, 4, value of x is 3, that is here, and value of y is 4, that is my here. So now locate as a dotted line. So my 3, 4 is lie at here. Okay. After that, -2, 3. That is value of x, -2, 3. Value of x is -2, that is my here, and value of y, that is 3, that is my here. So I'll locate this point -2, 3 at here. Okay. After that, -5, -2, -5, -2. So value of x is -5. Value of x is -5, and value of y, that is -2. So -5, -2, I will locate it here. Okay. This is my -2 and this is my -5. From -5 and from -2, I locate the point at here, that is -5, -2. Okay. Now locate 4, -3. 4, -3. That is value of x is 4, that is here, and value of y is -3. So my point is located here is this as 4, -3. Okay, clear, students? Now to understand all things today that I'll teach you, okay, to how to represent, how to locate the points, or how to check which are in which quadrant they lie. Okay. Now I'll ask you, and I'll give you the most important thing, that whenever you plot x, y, okay, x, y, that is y is equal to 0, in that y equal to 0, this point is always lie on the, this point always lie on the x-axis. Then they are not lie on the any quadrant, they lie on the x-axis when y equal to 0. Okay. Whenever we take y equal to 0 and therefore value of x is any kind of positive or negative, then they lie always on the x-axis. Okay, not in the any kind of the quadrant. Second main important thing is that whenever we take x equal to 0, whenever we take x equal to 0 and for the y, for the value of y, that is positive or negative, any kind of that, so they locate or they lie on the y-axis. They lie on the y-axis or not in the any kind of the quadrant. Okay, these two things are more important for you to understand. Okay. whenever you take y equal to 0 and for value of x, any kind of that positive or negative, they always lie on the x-axis. Okay. Second thing, whenever you take value of x is equal to 0 and for the y, any kind of value that is positive or negative, so they always lie on the y-axis. So these two kind of points, they are not lie on the quadrant, they always lie on the their respectively axis. Okay. So students, today I'll give you the homework for today's session. Okay. So please note down. Please note down the homework. That is, plot the following point on the graph paper. First question is, plot the following point on graph paper. Okay. Plot them on the graph paper. Okay. So my question is 2, 5, 4, -3, -5, -7, 7, -4, -3, 2. Okay, that's it. -4, -5, -5, -6. Okay, that's it. Now, also you have to tell that for all of this, points, you also have to tell that on which quadrant they lie. On which quadrant they lie. For all of these points, you also write the second question, that is on which quadrant they lie. Okay, on which quadrant all of these points have to lie. Okay, so please write two questions. The first question is plot all of the points that are given, and also write that on which quadrant that this given following points are lie. Okay. Now I'll give you another third question and check on which axis they lie. Okay, not in the quadrant, on which axis they have to lie. Okay, so my third question is on which axis the following points lie. Okay, on which axis the following points lie. That is my first 4, 0. Okay, second is 5, 0. Third is -3, 0. Fourth is 0, -4. Okay, fifth one is 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and last one is 0, 0,8. Okay. So here is a special one question, that is 0, 0, and that is a special case. Okay. So I'll give you the answer for this only this question, that is 0, 0 is always lie on the origin. Okay. 0, 0, this point always lie on the origin. Okay. Now there is a 3 questions in your homework. First question is plot the following points on this graph paper. Plot the following points on the graph paper. Second question is these all points are which quadrant on they lie, and the third one is the on which axis the following points lie. Okay. So students, we have to complete the today's session, and I hope you have to clear all things that I teach you. Okay. So students, till then, goodbye and stay blessed.